Good evening, everybody. How is everybody? I am so sorry I'm a little bit late. We had a emergency come up that we weren't expecting. So Vincent works in IT. So he's like the head of the company that he works for. He does like all the IT stuff for that company. And a bunch of their servers went down. So he had to go all the way to work, which is like a half hour away. Which was like, that sucks on a Saturday because, that's his day off. I was like, are you trying to get away from me? Because, but I'm just kidding. I don't think he was trying to. Oh, we got someone in here from Manchester, England. Ash is from Manchester, England. Hi, Susie. Oh, man, I love it that everybody's in here. We got a good group going so far. Maybe I'll come on late more often. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, I could start my camera here. I didn't even realize it wasn't on. I was reading the chat, so sometimes I'll keep my camera off if I'm reading the chat a little bit, because sometimes I start to squint. But I saw Ashley was in here, and Summer's in here, and Kelly, and I saw everybody's in here. That's good. I see that we have some new people in here. I love when we get some new people in as well. So, I'm wearing this like really cute necklace tonight, and you guys can't even see it. I just noticed that. It's a little like feather or something. I don't know. It's like a leather little necklace. I love it. Every time I wear it, like if I wear it in a picture or something, which I haven't taken pictures in a while, but well, I did for our anniversary, but I haven't taken like those kind of pictures in a while. But everyone will ask me, is that at your boutique? Can I buy that? And I'm trying to get them in so bad. Chicagoland, Fred Field. Wow. I love Chicago. It used to be our spot to go every year for the summer. We would go like a weekend, go to Chicago, hang out, have a great time. Then I started working for a company and they didn't want to give you any time off, but it was like something that was already planned. But then another manager planned her vacation at the same time. It was a big mess. So I didn't go. And then we haven't went since. It's really sad. Maybe we should go this year. Judy, Columbus, Ohio. That's so close to me. Where Blue Ridge Parkway? That sounds so familiar. Why don't I know that? Why do I know that and I don't know that? Is Teresa in here? Is my girl Teresa in here? Maybe not yet. Oh, we got so many people. I'm just scrolling through the chat and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm still going. Oh, you're from Coeur d'Alene? Is it beautiful there, Donna? They got some beautiful people that live there. Nebraska? You've never been to Chicago? It's a good place to go. Just be careful, at night and stuff like that. Always tell people to be careful. Just because I had a bad experience there, but I had a big mouth. That was why I had a bad experience. Arlene, I'm glad to see that you're here. Yeah, I'm glad to see that you're live. Oh, look at that. We got so many people in the chat. I love when that's the one, there's like so many good things about doing YouTube, but like that's one of the biggest things is you get to meet people from all over the world just by turning on a camera. Like really, like Piqua, Ohio. Look at that. Piqua. I'm not sure what Piqua is. That sounds familiar. I'm so bad with stuff. I always just get on my maps and I see how far it is from me. Because I grew up in a small town called Chillicothe. Don't look it up. It's the worst town in the world now. But it was a cute little town when I lived there. And then I moved from there about 10 years ago. I moved to Columbus. And now I'm down near like Cincinnati, Dayton area. But you're about 29 minutes from me, I think. 43 minutes. So not too far. We're going to have to do like an Ohio meet and greet or something. I do. I bring everyone together. Arlene said, Tanya, you bring us all together. Upstate New York. Oh my gosh. I love New York too. It's about 25 minutes north of Dayton. Okay, then yeah, that sounds so familiar. Okay. Is it something really good, Summer? Should I check it right now? I'm like, what is it? I've been on my computer all day. Did I miss something? I went to my favorite store, earlier. Oh, I'll have to look at that later. Is it good? Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Summer. I was pretty quick at looking at my email too, wasn't I? Let me see that again, actually. Because, you guys said something the other night. You guys were trying to explain what frogging was to me about people living in people's homes. And I missed it. Like, I forget who initially said it. They tried to explain it to me, I guess, and I missed that in the chat. And then Summer, you tried to explain it to me, and I missed your comment in the chat. Vincent told me later. I'm like, why didn't you call me, Vincent, and say, like, Tanya, hello? You know? Like, you missed their chat. Because sometimes I do. All right, I'm going to write something down real quick. Where's my pen? Oh, I have some good stuff for you, too. Okay. Oh, get these people off my screen. Is Isabel in here? Yeah, I know. I saw her. I had to have seen her, right? Isabel, come in. I was like, sometimes the days they start to go together. So before we get started with the Idaho 4 case, I wanted to let you guys know that I do have, let me get my papers here. I do have some videos coming out. Videos have came out today, but I have some new videos that aren't like Idaho 4 content. It's more just like other stuff. So I have for tomorrow, I don't know if you guys have heard of Ira Briscoe. Him and Lyman Little went missing back in 2020. They're roommates. They went missing on the same day. The mom thinks that the drug cartels could be involved. It's crazy story. So that one's coming out tomorrow. So if you wouldn't mind just checking it out for me, it would really mean a lot. It's not very known. So I'm trying to get these cases a little bit of exposure. My channel is really small, so I need your guys' help. But it comes out tomorrow at 6. And then I do have a Shanquilla Robinson update. I know that somebody was asking me for one, and I was already going to do it. But if you're in the chat, I forget who asked me. I have it coming out on Sunday, tomorrow. Also, I'm going to do a new memberships video because we do have different tiers now, and they're just a little bit different. So I want to do that for you. Isabel, I looked up a lot on Grayson Hurt today. That's sad. That's a sad case. So I have, this is my paper. This is my timeline for him. So I have that done. I just need to record it. I was going to record it tonight, but I didn't want it to feel rushed. So, but yeah. So if you have any cases that you want me to look into, just email me at titaniumbuiltboo@gmail.com. And I'll do my best, to try to get the word out. I mean, today for me to look up Grayson, her, and do a little bit of research, it took me a few hours. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that's fine to me. If I can help, I'll do whatever I can do to help. So also, yeah, if you could, like Isabel said, please remember to like and subscribe. If you guys could like the videos as you're coming in, it does send it out to the algorithm. It helps your girl out. And then we'll go ahead and get into the case. It was so weird getting ready for the live tonight. Do I have everything on? I don't even realize how much like Vincent really does. I mean, I know how much he helps me, but he'll come in before my live. And even if I'm not ready, like he'll start turning on my lights and he'll get like everything just ready. He'll get me some water. Even though like I usually drink soda, I'm a soda drinker. He knows I like to drink water, like, especially if I'm talking a lot and everything. So he'll bring me one in. And he's not here. And I'm like, so that's why I was like late too. I was running around. I had to take the dogs out. I was like, oh my gosh. I cannot believe it. So this story is so sad. And I have not seen anybody covering it. You're absolutely right, Isabel. There's some news stations, that are close to the area that are covering it, but not a lot. He is sweet, Arlene. I know I always brag on him. I'm sorry that I always talk about him, but he's my other half, like, I have girlfriends and stuff like that, but I don't hang out with them as much. Like you guys are my girlfriends and my guy friends. So he's like the only other person, that I talk to. So that's why all my stories begin, I say, and end with him because I'm so cute like that. Oh no, it's okay. So Barbara said, hi everyone. There's something Brian Kohlberger's father said that's bothering me, but I don't want anyone to think it's inappropriate. Say, may I? Yeah, no, that's fine. You can say it. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, thank you. I try to be. I really do. I try to be, that's why I've always tried to be like somebody that was genuine. I've even tried to, I remember, do you guys remember like in high school or even maybe college? Like, cause we all did it. We all at least did it once. You would try to like change up your personality a little bit because you thought like, oh, like if I change it just a little bit, maybe like, I don't know, things would just like be smoother. And I could never do it. I could never change it. Like I would, it like after the first sentence, it would be like right back to me, right there as I am. So yeah, I would like to hear it. Hey, Cheryl, haven't seen you in a while. Spilled beans. Hi, Paige. From Texas. You guys don't mess around down there in Texas. And Grayson, I believe. That case is from Texas, right? I'm pretty sure. Why can't I think? Because I've been going over so much stuff today. Yeah. So and they're charging her with capital. So they're just going to go ahead and get that lethal injection ready for her. So that will come out on probably Monday, that video. So just make sure you have on the lookout for that. That'll be the Grayson Hurt video. Did she say it? I'm like, oh, did I miss something? Okay, so we're waiting on Barbara to see what she's going to say. But I can go ahead and see what we have on the docket for tonight on the list. So I always like to put, the Idaho students up. I've been trying to do that more, in the beginning, or at least we always try to talk about them before, or like in the beginning of the live, or at the end of the live, because it's just time. Also, one more thing before we get started, and I hope somebody in the chat, because we have 337 people in here, maybe somebody will have this answer for me. I tried to put it out on Twitter today, and I haven't got a response yet. So does anybody, if you guys know about the Madalena Kojikari case down in North Carolina, her mother, Diana Kojikari, was arrested for failure to report a child missing. She's been missing since November. Does anybody know when Diana Kojikari is going back to court? Because I can't find it anywhere. So if anyone finds it or sees it, would you mind sending it to me or letting me know? Because I really just can't. I just can't find it. I've searched all day. You were born and raised in Iowa? Kelly D, do you still live in Iowa? Where do you live? Oh, no, Paige, they don't. And that's what I love about Texas. Florida's the second best. But, there's no need for a firing squad there. They have plenty of the lethal injection medicine. Barbara said, thanks. I don't think his father had anything to do with it. Not to say he didn't know later. When they were pulled over in Indiana, Mr. Kohlberger said to the officer that Mr. Kopacka was killed. And it's continued. Susie, I don't know, for 3 weeks until the school truancy came to the door. That's whenever that's when the wheels started turning, and they're like, we don't have her, and then they're arrested. It's another Lori Vallow. Where's the kid? We don't know. We maybe in the mountains somewhere, right? We don't know. I just don't even want to think about it. I want to think that she's safe, but it just doesn't sound like that. Yeah, nothing so far, Mountain Mama, on that info dump. Let me go on their site too, because I was trying to get on there. Like I was on there all day today. But I don't think they would. Do you think they would do a dump on the weekend? I don't know if they would do it on a weekend or if they'd wait till they get back to work on Monday. Cheryl, some couple had their baby freezing in the snow. What? That's insane. My dad, speaking of, this isn't the same, but my dad, was it me? I think it was me. I think it was me he did it to. Asshole. I thought it was my brother. It was going to be funny if it was my brother. But he put my feet in the snow and I was like a baby, and I guess I hated it. My mom thought it was so mean. But he just wanted me to feel the snow. Like, fathers in the 80s. Oh, you were a psych major. Oh, wow, Fred, you need to stick around with us then. BK got the 3 a.m. alert. So is that the shooting that they're talking about that's on the camera, like on the camera on the way home? Because I never did go through, like, I think I did go through the footage, but maybe once. And then we didn't even do it on the channel, which is strange because, you know, we go over everything. Oh, you live near Iowa City. No, like, so I have, Heather, I have a couple updates on my page. I can't think of them off the top of my head. There's so many cases, but like one of them was her mother was trying to get her away from, you know, Chris Paltmittler, the boyfriend, because she felt like, he was bad, like he was doing something bad to them. And she wanted to smuggle her out of the country. That was the last update I think I did. And then, didn't I just say I have one coming out? So I think I might have one coming out. No, that's for Shankwilla. So I just did one. When was the last time I did one? This would have been on the 9th. So not too long ago. It's just so sad. It's 3 a.m. there, Karen. Oh my gosh, thank you for staying up with us. You're a trooper. MVP, if anybody can beat 3 a.m., you'll win. I don't know. You'll win the award. I'll have to get you guys an award made. Oh no, we haven't started yet. Well, we did, and then we're like, yeah, we're kind of we're in the start of it. So yeah. So yeah, we're starting, but we're talking about you know, Brian Colberg getting pulled over and that aspect. So, and then we were talking about, you know, some cases that are coming up. And I did actually write out a whole list of court dates that are going to be coming up. 12:41 a.m. in Iceland. Oh my gosh. Is it cold in Iceland? Does that sound stupid for me to ask that? Is it cold there right now? I don't know if that sounds dumb, but I'm not good with geography. Well, with the weather, you know, part. Oh, you're the best, Crazy Train. And then also don't forget, we are going to do, and I've been telling you guys, we are going to do, like myself or Vincent will do a membership. We'll gift like 5 memberships or 1 membership at a time, or we'll do something to where you guys will get like gifted memberships. So if you ever want to be like a member of the channel, in order to get the gifted membership, I've figured this out. It doesn't go to just like random people. It does, but it doesn't. It goes to people that are like in the chat or at least like watch the videos and participate. Even if it's your first time in a chat, like, and you're participating, you could still get a gift. I've been gifted in so many chats where it was like my first time even talking in them. And I'm like, really, me? So just be on the lookout for those because I want to do little surprise gifts for you guys. One last thing before we go right into it. Why does BK have a TV? I think that he has a TV because most inmates do. It's just kind of like, it would be, I know that he doesn't deserve anything humane, but I think it would be really inhumane if they just threw him in a room with nothing to like even occupy his time. Like he would go nutso, I think, in a matter of seconds. I mean, because he's not guilty yet, you know? I mean, although I feel like the chips are stacking up against him. So I think that's why he has a TV. I have heard in some states though, and I did not believe this. I did not know this until today, actually. Florida has about, I think, 5 prisons that don't allow newspapers nor cable television. They do get some TV, so they have to get some news if it's like bunny ears or something. 4, 6, and 10, I don't know what you get, but I don't know how that would work if you don't have cable TV. Boca Raton. My aunt is from Boca Raton. Oh, you're gorgeous. Devo, you're gorgeous. Wow. My aunt lives there. She's originally from Philadelphia. So I heard that he does get, this is something I don't agree with. I heard that he gets an iPad for FaceTime. COVID's over, restrictions are lifted, so I really don't get how you could do that. When most parents or most people, you know, they have to like drive to the prison to see their, like, I think that's what you should have to do. You just have to drive and sit there and get the whole experience. Shouldn't be able just to take calls like, oh no, I don't want that call. Oh yeah, I'll take that one. Cause that's what I heard too, that they're like giving him like notes at it. Like they'll give him a note and he'll say that he can say, oh, if he wants to take the call or not take the call. I'm like, that's crazy. Oh, thanks, Lindy. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. Oh, you're so pretty too. What's going on? Everybody's gorgeous in here tonight. And Summer, did you get a new picture? Is that a new picture? It's beautiful if it is a new picture. New Orleans. Oh my Lordy, look at all this. We have so many people in here tonight. Like so many different places. Yeah, he gets an iPad. So that gets me. You know what I mean? I didn't know about this because in my county jail, like where I grew up, you didn't get stuff like that. Like the last thing that I knew, this was probably 15 years ago, was when they got those kiosks that you could order commissary from. And people in jail, they would put in like different letters and then somehow other pods could see it. I don't know how they did it. They was sneaky. But I don't think he's talking to anybody else like that. But, you know, he gets an iPad. I don't know. I'm on like the fence with it at the same time because I'm like, well, his parents don't really deserve to have to like, you know, have their life be uprooted. But at the same time, what happened? Have you guys ever seen the show Evil Lives Here on ID channel? I feel like he should be on that show. Yeah, he's the only person in that unit. Yeah, and they had reported early on that he didn't have a remote and that the other inmates controlled what he watched. And I was like, there's no way. I was like, you can't control two TVs at the same time with one remote. I don't think so, could you? I mean, I don't think you can. And so then like later on Banfield, she was like, oh yeah, sorry about that, you know. And I was like, oh yeah. Oh, Fred, you became a member. Thank you so much. Oh, look at you guys. Why is everybody gorgeous today? What's going on? Is this because it's Saturday? I should have dressed up. You missed the ID channel? I love the ID channel. Well, thank you for becoming a member. You'll love it. I need to do another members live. I was going to do one as soon as Vincent left today. I was like, I should do a members live. And then I started doing research and I did some research. Do you think that the inmates are really intimidated by him? Do you think, I mean, I don't know, because they said that he is more imposing than what he looks, but I thought he looked like he's pretty decent size. Because he looks tall, and if you're tall, you're usually pretty decent size. I mean, you know, because you got the height. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. I try to be. His parents know that something was wrong with him as a young adult and never attempted to get help. See, that's what I'm wondering, Arlene. That's what I'm saying about that show, Evil Lives Here, where the parents, you know, they go on that show and they're like, we didn't know our child was going to go and kill 5 people. Like the one kid, like the one guy that killed everyone at this coffee shop. I forget the coffee shop's name. And it was on that show though. And the parents were devastated. I felt so bad for the family because they had no clue and they had tried. Like a lot of these families, they really do try to like do a lot of things. But it's like, I don't know. When do you give up? I just can't see people wanting to give up on their kid though, you know? Hi, Patricia Jean. I like that name. Oh, they can run them off? Okay. But they see the same thing. I couldn't figure that out for the life of me. Because I know jails in Ross County, they just give you a remote. You even get like music stations. You get like all the stations and then all the music stations. You be rocking out, I guess, down there. Judy, you're absolutely right. Unless it's somebody in jail, which this might end up being like a Dahmer type situation. Someone's going to want him. Like somebody, what do they do they only put you on, they're only going to give him protection for so long until he gets to the prison that he's going to be housed in. And then when he gets there, all of those inmates are going to look at him like, we need to get to him before he gets to us. Like, we want to take him down, so we're the top dog now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because we want to take down the guy that killed 4 people, so, allegedly. But, oh, Journey, I'm so glad they came up on your recommendations. Well, we're doing something right over here then. If everybody could like the video, we have 567 people in here. That would make my whole night. And that's free to do. Did you know that? It's free. You can use your finger. You can use like a stylist. You could use like a pen, your tongue. Don't lick it. That probably wouldn't be good. Don't lick it. You might get sick. Yeah, maybe. Sorry, I was just reading the comments. Really? True Virgo? I didn't know that. I know, I see a lot of new people in the chat and I'm loving this. Oh, you're welcome, Barbara. No problem. You guys can ask anything in here. This is what this is. I mean, even if we're like, doing a video or whatever, just say, hey, I have a question. And I'll definitely get to it. I'll try to. Anyway, I'll try to like star it, and get to it. If I don't get to it, the mods will. They're very smart. They're extremely smart. They know their cases. And I love that. So, and that's what I was going to tell you. I have, I'm going to do a post. I'm going to do probably like a poll if I can get all these cases onto one poll. But for the month of March, April, no, I don't have any for May, but for June, we have like 10 cases going to trial. I want to cover as many as I can, but I want to make sure that I cover the ones that you guys want me to cover. So I'm going to end up doing like a poll, but Aiden Fucci will be going Tuesday to get sentenced, and he's a mess. But Letitia Stouch, Leilani Simon, Sarah Boone, Lori Daybell, Brian Walsh, the Delphi case with Richard Allen and Brian Kohlberger, and then Diana Kojakari. So I'll put a post out and we will make sure that we cover those. And then if there's any more, just let me know and I'll try to do my best. Oh, honey's mom just found us too, and look at the doggy. Oh, it's so cute. My dogs would never let me. Oh, I hear one. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get to it. Let me see where we were at. So I'll let you guys decide. I'll let you guys decide. So do you guys want me to play the Nancy Grace podcast? She goes over, actually I wrote everything down. She goes over his stay in the jail, like him being able to watch TV and follow the coverage of himself, on the news. I feel like he's already going to get the discovery. He's going to get the discovery from the prosecutors one way or another. He's going to get the evidence that's against him. So I don't know. I don't see the big problem with the TV, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I think about it. What do you guys think? That's why I ask you guys what you think. Hey, Nora's grandma. How are you today? Hey, Willow. And then Nancy does have Dale Carson on tonight, and he feels that Brian has a lot of privileges in the jail. So that's what's on Nancy, and then a little bit here and there. So South Carolina. I don't, but I could. Coffee and Conversation, Josh Duggar. I thought about doing some more of like what is it, like celebrity type of stuff too. Maybe I'll have to do something like that. Oh, thank you, Frank. How are you doing tonight, Frank? How you guys doing? I'm always looking down. Sorry if I'm always looking down. I'm always looking at the screen. I don't know why. I'll get there. Guys. So let me see here. Thank you so much, Frank. That was so nice for the $2. I appreciate that. I'll have to show you guys something funny here in a minute. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna let you do. So do we want to put a 1 in the chat if you want to listen to Nancy first? And then I'll go over Kaylee's sister came out with a She just came out with like a news article and a couple TikToks about her, just how she misses her sister. So we can either do those at the end or in the beginning. So 1 in the chat if you want to do Nancy first. 2 in the chat if you want to do Kaylee's sister's interview first. Hi, Poppy. I love that name every time I see your name. Oh, this is like even Stevens, guys. Oh, that's like hard to even see. Okay. I think there's more. I don't know. Okay, we'll do Kaylee's sister first, and then we'll go to Nancy because then maybe we might need like a laugh because Nancy does give us entertainment, so maybe that's what we should do. Toss a coin. Oh, girl, I toss that coin. It'd go all the way back there, or I'd lose another eye. I did have one. Oh, there's one actually in my purse. It's usually like not a toss up like that. You know what I mean? It's normally like all 1s or all 2s. It's so crazy. You see more 2s because that's what you want. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it that way. I see more 2s too, I think. So let's see here. And then last night on our live, we went over a lot. We watched the Dan Abrams on News Nation. He did an hour special. We listened to Banfield for a while because she thought she was going to get some paperwork in, but it never came in. And you guys know, I didn't think about this till afterwards, but I know, did you guys notice like when she said that she had those guys working late and they were just like, the one with the headphones like rolled her eyes, like she was not having it. And I was thinking, those are like, they're in their 20s probably, and it's St. Patrick's Day, and St. Patrick's Day this year falls on a Friday night, and like they were probably so mad that they had to stand there for no reason. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. They want you to make a decision. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the Kaylee one first. I think that'll be good. That'll be good. Teresa, I swear I had a question for you too. Over a case, but I think I figured it out, but I'll double check. I will double check on that. So I have so many pages up here, so let me think. Because I have to record a video tomorrow. Oh, actually, I'll share this one for you guys first. This one's cute. So Murphy, the hero in all of this, I feel like I'm going to say he's a hero, even if that's not his dog. Even if that's not his dog hair in Brian's apartment, he's still a little hero. So it says Idaho murder victim's pet dog, Murphy, gets his own Amazon wish list. So when we first started, I started putting up the Instagram member for Murphy. I think he had like 40 to 60,000 subscribers. Well, he has over 100,000 subscribers on his Instagram now. Just Murphy. Yeah, I can. Oh, wow, that's really fast. Or maybe it's just on my screen. But yeah, hold on one second. I can do that. Oh, yeah, actually, and let me put it on subscriber only mode. That's what it is. But it'll be any duration. And then we'll do like every 15 for now. That might help it a little bit. But yeah, so no, Murphy got his own little wish list. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Is it Annabelle Stealth? I like it. We have so many new people and I'm loving this. So who is Murphy? Judy said. So Murphy was Kaylee and Jack's dog. So, the little golden doodle that she had. So Jack ended up taking, let me see real quick, actually. So Jack ended up getting the dog after everything happened. And I'm terrible at searching. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is Murphy. And there's Kaylee with Murphy. This video here, it'll make you want to cry. I'll show it to you. It just makes me like, it's just so sweet. So that's Murphy. So he has now 109,000 subscribers, or 109, yeah, 109,000. Yeah, okay. I didn't know if I was saying that right. So that's Murphy. He didn't get hurt or anything. It was back when, the crime just happened and a lot of people were really concerned about Murphy. Was he hurt? Was he okay? So I made sure to put this up a lot. A lot of people went to follow him. He's got a big following now. So now he has a little Amazon wish list because a lot of people, I guess, probably asked the family, what can we do for Murphy? We love Murphy. So it just said, that the dog was found unharmed. It says, since then, Murphy's been living with Gonzalez's ex-boyfriend, Jack Decor, with whom the 21-year-old shared the golden doodle. It says in January, he launched the Instagram account for the pooch, which has gained over 100,000 followers. And then it just says you can support, if you want to get him something down here. And then it just talks about the case. This is just all about the case here, so I won't read through all of that. But yeah, so I just thought that was pretty cute. I was trying to see if... So I don't know how to get to the Amazon wish list unless it's on his Instagram, but I don't... Oh yeah, it is on his Instagram. So it's on the Instagram because I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Gonzalez family, they took down their Facebook page. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. Yeah, at least Brian didn't. Yeah, Coffee and Conversation. At least Brian didn't hurt the dog. Do you have a channel, Coffee and Conversation? Because your name sounds like you would have a good channel. Yeah, I think that, I don't know. I just feel like, so they had a page and it was called Gonzalez Family, the Gonzalez Family page, and it's not there anymore. It's just gone. I can't find it. Remember, it was on my Facebook. I was even not a moderator, but I had badges and stuff in the page. It's taken down temporarily. Okay. I figured maybe it was just to give them some time, you know what I mean? With the gag order and everything going on. So I wasn't sure. None of the patients to do with the message. That's why you need a Vincent. That's why I got my boyfriend. Whenever he wakes up before me, he's the greatest. He will wake up before me and check my comments. And then he'll be like, just to let you know, when you wake up, you're going to be upset. I'm just okay. It's always in good fun. It doesn't ever really make me that upset. So I'll go ahead and read this for you. Yeah, they can. Frank said they can sense the killing. What a shame. They know when something's wrong. Yeah, dogs definitely do. Okay, so here it is. I don't know. I don't think I could blow it up any. But I'll read it to you guys. Because, I need to get a different, a trackpad off of instead of opening up my laptop. Let me just try it. I'll try it once. You think it would be easy with a MacBook? I think it's the operator. It is. It's the operator. Let's try it. Okay. It's kind of over to the side a little, but that's okay. Yeah. I think it'll be fine. It says up here, I'll be in denial forever. Idaho victim Kaylee Gonzalez's younger sister shares heartbreaking videos of herself sobbing in bed because she misses her murdered sibling so much. Oh, and before I get started on this isn't going to be from Olivia. This is from Autumn. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but the Gonzalez family, I believe they have 4 or 5 kids plus Maddie. So they had a big family. So this is from her 17. I believe her sister was 17 when it happened. Maybe she's 17 or 18 now. Willie, you're so right. Gonzalez family shows amazing grace and strength. Very, very much so. Who's trying to get a dog? Someone get a dog? Or is it because I said I wanted a Labradoodle? Because I do want a Labradoodle so bad. But I also have two big dogs that would be like, yeah, right, Mom. No, I have a Weimaraner that would never let me get another dog. I'll never own another dog other than a Weimaraner again. It's just how it's going to be. I know. It's going to be my life. So right here actually says her name. Autumn Gonzalez has opened up and shared several pictures of her family growing up months after Kaylee was killed. Her elder sister Olivia named her daughter Theodora Maddie K. Stevenson after Kaylee and Maddie Mogan. The family have spoken out many times about the quadruple slayings of the University of Force students in November. And this just came out today. The heartbroken sister of Idaho victim Kaylee Gonzalez, I'm sorry, I had that fan on, shared a devastating video saying she would be in denial forever over her older sister's brutal murder. Autumn Gonzalez has opened up on social media and posted several pictures of her family growing up months after her sibling was killed at the University of Idaho home in November last year. Kaylee, 21, was stabbed to death in her bed next to her best friend Maddie Mogan, 21, along with Zayna Kernodle, 20, and Ethan Chapin, 20. Autumn regularly refers to both Maddie and Kaylee as her big sisters, with her older sibling Olivia naming her daughter Theodora Maddie K. Stevenson after the tragic pair. She posted several emotional tributes to her sister, including a 15-second long clip on TikTok of herself missing Kaylee's advice before sobbing in bed. Sorry. And I'll show you that TikTok too. I just can't play the music for it. It'll be right here. I'll play it in just a minute. The video is captioned, "What about the plans we had?" And in more footage, she shares a picture of the tight-knit sibling saying she wanted her old life back. Autumn shared photos of her beloved sister and wished for 5 more minutes with her, as well as including quotes about loss. In another video, she opens up more about the death of Kaylee, saying, "My grief comes and goes in waves, and that is normal and natural. I miss my sister more than anything, but I know that they want me to be happy and live my life. My sister would be so happy for me for letting everyone know exactly who she was, and that's why I posted about it. It's also a way of coping for me. Kaylee has moved out of the home because she was set to graduate early, but returned back to Idaho to attend a party with Maddie on the night of the murders. It comes after DailyMail.com revealed that their suspected killer is obsessed with following his own case behind bars in Latah County Jail. Criminology major Brian Kohlberger is accused of murdering the 4 students as they slept on November 13th, leaving Maddie and Kaylee with devastating injuries." And that's a picture there. Beautiful girls. And then, that's Maddie and Kaylee there. And then I'll make sure I show you this, the TikTok. And then this picture here is Kaylee and her sister Autumn, which a lot of people were saying that in this picture, I have actually a better one, I think. Yeah, I do. This one. They were saying that she looks like a combination almost of Maddie and Kaylee. And I agree. I agree with that. I think it's a pretty picture. It's a cute picture. It says the 28-year-old stepped out of his cell around 7 p.m. on Sundays to meet with a local pastor who leads him in prayer. Kohlberg spends most of his time alone in a private cell, kept apart from other inmates who share cells. He rarely, if ever, chats with jailmates who typically only see him when he walks past them. They say he maintains a steely stare when he steps out to meet his lawyers or to visit the library, and that he's always flanked by several correction officers who escort him wherever he goes. Sorry about that. Kohlberger is also accused of having multiple images of one of his alleged female victims on his phone when it was searched by cops. However, they did not identify which of the girls was in the picture, and Moscow police have not yet revealed a motive for the brutal crime. It is not clear if the images found on the device were photos that Kohlberger had taken himself or if they were downloaded from her social media. and if they were taken before or after the quadruple slaying. And there's another picture of her and her sister. And I'll play that one for you too, because I was actually going to play that one on her TikTok. Investigators have remained tight-lipped over the potential motive in the slayings, but revealed in an affidavit that he had visited the area of the home in Moscow several times. He is even alleged to have returned to the scene of the crime at 9 a.m. on November 13th, just hours after police believed he committed the quadruple murder. Oh, yeah, no, I have. Sorry, I just looked at the chat because it's been a while since I looked at the chat. I messaged Crime with Kay, and I need to message her again because it's been a while. And she was like, oh, I'm going to come back. And then I haven't seen her. Let me write that down. I know she was going through some stuff, and I just, oh, man, that's so sad. Yeah, we've got all these people watching. Can we get some more likes in here, guys? I usually don't bother you too much for likes, but come on, y'all. It'll send it out to the algorithm, what it does, and then it sends more people in to chat. And then if you guys don't like to chat, you'll see a lot more people like in the chat, so it might be more interesting if you see a lot more people. I don't know. That's my selling point. But I think you guys could do it for me. I have faith in you guys. I'll go ahead and start reading this again. The documents say the criminal justice graduate stalked the property at least 12 times. His phone was taken by officers shortly after a SWAT team swooped on his family home in Pennsylvania, where FBI officials saw him taking out the trash wearing surgical gloves. Kohlberger was tracked to the area of the home in the months leading up to the deaths by his phone, but officials have yet to confirm how he became aware of the students in the first place. Oh, thank you, Pale Fox. You guys are awesome. And then it says the affidavit states the police made efforts to determine if Kohlberger stalked any of the victims before the killings. Oh, and then there's pictures here. Beautiful girls. Beautiful. There's the new baby. Oh, my Lord. We saw pictures of her already. It's so cute. Such a cute baby. Oh, I guess I could read that part, huh? Okay, yeah. It added that they looked into if he concluded surveillance on the King Road residence and was in contact with any of the victims' associates before or after the alleged offense. However, it does not elaborate how the students came to be on the radar of the Washington State University PhD student, simply that he stalked them for a period of time in the early morning and late evenings. It comes after allegations that Kohlberger was fired from his teaching assistant position at WSU after inappropriate behavior with female students. A report in the New York Times claims that he followed at least one student to her car, with pals remembering him as a creepy loner. Then other people said that he was not a loner. I don't know. Kohlberger is expected to enter a plea on the case on June 26, around the same time as the presentation of evidence. He is charged with 4 counts of murder and 1 count of felony burglary and waived his right to a speedy preliminary hearing in January. The alleged killer was arrested on December 30th by SWAT team at his parents' home in Pennsylvania as they moved to search his apartment at Washington State University. So that's them, doing the search on his apartment. That's the house now. I don't know if you guys have seen the house since it's been boarded up. I'm just going to turn my heat up a little bit because I'm a little chilly really quick. It's so cold here today, guys. It's 20 degrees here, and it's wind chill of 8. Oh, it's insane. It says he had previously indicated that he believes he will be exonerated, with his family unable to pay for him to have private representation. Now, do you think that his family just don't have the money, or do you think that his family just don't want to give up that money? Because they could be selling that house. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that people should be selling their house, but I'm just saying if you think that your child is innocent, if that was me and I was in jail, my dad would be selling my parents' home to get me the correct representation. Not for a quadruple murder case. If he really truly believed, I was just thinking that, if he really truly believed that his son was 1,000% innocent. You know, you could put up things as collateral. They don't want to waste the money, Judy said. No truer words were ever spoken, you know? BK's face, it's like not even the face a parent could even love. So over here it says, a new search warrant made public on January 17th shows that police found several hair strands, including one suspected animal hair, a black glove, a computer tower, and one unnamed item with a collection of dark red spot. They also hauled away a pillow with a reddish brown stain on it and the top and bottom of a mattress cover with multiple stains. And like, that's another thing. Who puts a bottom mattress cover on? Is that like on your box spring? You put it on your box spring or something? Because I thought you just put one mattress cover on and it's your top mattress. But I don't know. I'm going to read the chat for a minute because I feel like I've been reading this for so long. If you guys could, just if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. We do go live every day. I was just trying to make sure. It's raining in Florida. Oh man, it's nasty here. They will let it play out, and if he loses, they might hire an appeal. Yeah. 80 degrees in Florida. Oh man, Frank. Oh, like loaned out that home broke. Yeah, like his sister, you know what, I think one's a teacher, maybe one works in mental health, or they both work in mental health, but I don't know. So no, they bought the house in 2011 or 2012 or something, but they didn't buy it for that much. Yeah. It's beautiful in Philly. I bet it is. I'd love to be in Philly right now. I have not been out there in so long. I need to go back home out there. Sunny in California. First time in a week. Yeah, I can only imagine. Mama 4. I bet you guys have so much water you don't know what to do with it. You probably just don't know what to do. Okay, so it says here, authorities, I wanted to make sure so investigators who raided the property back in December also picked up receipts from Walmart and 2 Marshall's receipts, as well as collecting the contents of his vacuum cleaner. Authorities initially sealed the search warrant for the murder suspect's Washington home, arguing that releasing the details could prematurely end the investigation. However, the documents have now been unsealed with the approval of Whitman County Prosecutor Dennis Tracy, who filed the motion on January 17th. Court documents show that 8 strands of hair were recovered from the apartment, as well as a possible animal hair. This is just kind of old information that they're going over. Let me see. Okay, I'll read the rest because we're already there. They also recovered a fire stick during their search. All the items are now being stored at the Washington State University Police Department. Authorities reportedly said they wanted to see if any hair had been transferred onto Kohlberger and then back to his apartment, including that of Kaylee Gonzalez's dog, Murphy. Murphy was found alive in Kaylee's room by investigators who were called to the scene and has now been returned to her ex-boyfriend. The application also stated that the home where the students were murdered had a significant amount of blood from the victims, including splatter and cast-off blood. Investigators believe that it's likely that the killer would have had blood evidence on their body or clothing and hope to find trace evidence in Kohlberger's apartment. However, they did not describe the results of any of the testing in the documents, and they did not confirm if any hairs found matched the victim's or Kaylee's dog. His offices at Washington State University were also searched, but nothing was seized by officers. Initially, the court ruled that the warrant should be sealed until March 1st, claiming that if it were made public, there would be a threat to public safety. It comes after it was revealed that his lawyer will be paid $200 an hour in his case with any additional overtime. Public defender Ann Taylor will be paid by Kootenai, I know I say that wrong, County for her 40-hour work week, with Latah County agreeing to give the funds to Kootenai for her work. But any overtime that she occurs outside of those hours will be paid by Latah County directly to the attorney, with a second lawyer supporting Taylor in the case being paid $180 an hour. And she does have that second lawyer now, so I don't know. You would never ask him if I was 100% innocent. Yep, I would. And I would. And nobody loved their parents more than this girl right here. I'll tell you, I mean, when I tell you, I took care of them to their dying day, both of them. And you bet your ass. If I was in Kohlberger's position, well, I wouldn't be acting like him. I'd be on the floor dying like right now. But I would be like, Mom and Dad, I would. So, when you make a phone call on the police line, you can say your name. It gives you a beep to say your name. It'll say, you have a collect call from beep, and it'll say your name from the whatever county jail they're in. You can either pick up the phone or not. I would be screaming instead of my name, sell your house, I'm innocent. Don't even pick up the phone and waste your money. But I don't know. Juries can be wrong. Then what? Then my parents then they're going to be on the street. They would be on the street. But there's no way I would give, not even to Ann Taylor, walking in there with a smirk on her face. I'm cool. I would want somebody that, I don't know. Maybe it's the public defenders that I've been around. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is. I just don't trust that. I don't know. I wonder, that's a really, really good question, Crazy Trained. I wonder if a defense lawyer would cover it pro bono, though, for the publicity. Like, I'm wondering why no one's reached out. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, Ann Taylor's going to need a lot more help. Yeah. See, like I was like that too. I went to school, I paid for my schooling, and I worked full time. I went to school full time and worked full time. And I never asked my parents for money after I was 16. But if I was in this position, has anyone been in jail before? If you've been in jail before, even for a night, and you can say you wouldn't, if you were in Brian Kohlberger's position, you'd say you would rot in jail for 2-3 years up until court. No, not on me. Not on me. Oh, my dog's barking. If you guys don't know about my dogs, one dog likes to bark at the other dog when she can't get on the bed. So that's what she's doing. I'll have to let her on the bed. I'll have to get her on the bed in a minute. She just needs her mama. Did I read all this? No, I didn't. I was trying to see where I was at. Oh, yeah. It just says Taylor is representing the 28-year-old criminal justice major after stepping down as the lawyer for Kara Northington, the mother of murdered Xana Kernodle. She was in charge of her case until January 5th, the same day that Kohlberger was extradited from his home in Pennsylvania to Idaho. The lawyer is also accused of a second conflict of interest in the case after it was revealed that she represented Maddie Mogen's stepmother, Corey Hatrock, in June 2022 and oversaw a case involving her father, Benjamin, in 2020. And that's the end of that thing. But I wanted to show you the video. I just have to make sure. I think that this video has like a song, and I can't play the song. I don't think this one does. Oh, this is just a picture. I thought that was a video. Let me go over to our TikTok. Okay. So this is our TikTok, and I'll show you this one here. And I'll let it play twice because it's 15 seconds. And then there was, other one. This one here. So this one here has, or actually I'll play this one first. This one that I'm going to play you next, it's basically, so what it is, it's basically going to be like pictures or videos with, Kaylee there, and then it zooms back and then like it's empty. Like the chair's empty or the spot's empty. So it's pretty sad. The first time I watched these, I cried. Like I cried. I'm not an emotional person like at all, but when it comes to family, then that's a whole new ballpark. You know what I mean? So that gets me. I'm sentimental when it comes to that stuff. Before I play this really quick, I'm going to go let my dog on the couch, or not on the couch, on the bed really quick. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry about that. My one dog, she's pit boxer mix. You think she wouldn't be scared of anything? She's usually not, but she's scared of a Weimaraner. So she'll bark to get on the bed. She just needs her mama's help. So this one, the next one, like I said, I'm going to show you is going to be like, it's going to be like before with, I want to say Maddie, but Kaylee there. And then, without Kaylee. If you're just now joining us, we are talking about Kaylee Gonzalez's sister. She came out with just, new comments, like a new little interview just saying that she's going to be in denial for the rest of her life over this. And then she posted multiple TikToks, but I'm just going to show you a couple of them. The ones that I saw that were for for Kaylee. Every time I look at her, I think of Maddie when I look at Kaylee's sister. So, and I'll let this play a couple times. That part is what gets to me. Like her baby. So this is Autumn's baby. Autumn had a child when she was really young. And that's her baby walking to Kaylee, I think, for the first time. And you can see Kaylee's mom sitting there on the couch, like recording it. It's really sad. So then I'll play the other one. This is the last one I'll play, and I think this is the saddest one. This one has a song, so I can't play the song to it, but you'll see like that she has writing on it. I just think that's so sad. I don't know what I would do without my brother, especially that young. I mean, it's sad, but I wanted to show you guys that because I saw that today and I was like, that's just incredibly heartbreaking, but that's the reality. I mean, I wish that I could pull up the Gonzalez's family page right now so I could show you guys just how many kids they have. I think it's more than 4 because there was a whole picture of them. And just like, oh, I'm just so sad. Oh, hi, Laura. I'm going back through the chat a little bit. Sorry if I missed anybody. If you guys had any questions for me and I didn't answer them, put them in the chat again and like tag me in it and I'll try to answer it. I'm sorry if I lost anything. Lost anybody? Yeah, the family Facebook page. So we heard that maybe they just took it down for a minute. When you look me up, and I mean, you can only look me up like because I've only lived in one town really my whole life. I mean, I guess you could look me up here, but there's nothing here. They don't even probably know I live here, Beaver Creek. But so like they probably don't even know me around here. But Chillicothe area now, that's where I lived my whole life. So that's, I mean, if someone tracked me down, that's where they would look, and there's nothing. You can look if you want. You can look if you want. Stephen, Olivia, Kaylee, Autumn, and Aubrey. Okay. So there was 5. Dang. Wow. I thought there was like, okay, I thought there was 4 or 5. I couldn't remember. Okay, yeah. Thanks, J Lord. 5 counting the, okay. Yeah, and I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I really genuinely do. I love when we have a nice full chat. It makes me excited. I am an extreme, okay, so I used to be an extreme extrovert, and then after COVID happened, I became an extreme introvert. But I notice when my chats are bigger, my extrovert side starts to come out even more. So it's kind of fun. You never know what you're probably going to hear. I'll probably say something cray. Cray. That's okay, though. Oh, you're not too late. We've been on it for an hour. But we were just kind of chit-chatting in the beginning about other cases and stuff, too. So let me go ahead and close this. Just because, close some of these tabs. Oh, yeah, I showed you guys those already. Nancy now. Okay. Was there anything I wanted to show you before that? Let me make sure that there's not. Actually, I'm going to get just, oh, I did want to show you guys this. So I saw this on Twitter today. And I think we may have actually went over this in a previous live, but I can't remember like 100%. But I don't know if you guys remember Brian Kohlberger's mom wrote like Pocono Daily Record before. And this is what she reportedly said to them. And I'll share this with you. It says, I do not personally support abortion and by all means do not support the death penalty. She wrote in a letter to editor from March 2008. So we know what her stance is. Hi, Ashley. So I think that's kind of telling. I'm just like, ooh, when I saw that today, I was like, ooh, well, you might not have a choice there. Let me check to make sure there's no dockets come out. I know nothing's probably come out, but Ashley Banfield was so convinced. Nope, we're still at 3-8. So I'll go ahead and we'll put Nancy on. Let me, if you would like to join the channel, I keep forgetting to put the channel membership in there. So there's the channel membership if you'd like to join. Also, if you guys are just now joining us, I did say in the beginning of the chat, we may be doing, we will be doing them. So throughout the week, Vincent or myself, if I'm too busy on the chat, he'll come in and we're going to start gifting out memberships for people, just something that we can do. We have, I don't know how many members, but we're close to 100 already. And I love that. And I just want us to grow and have more members and just have a lot of fun. So the more members we have, the more badges we get, the more emojis we get, all that cool stuff. And we don't mind helping, us get there. So. And if you guys wouldn't mind liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and I'll go ahead and play Nancy Grace now. Nancy's just going to, let me grab my papers. Nancy's going to go over, like I said, his stay in jail, how he's been treated there. She's going to also say, that he gets to watch television and how she feels about that. Also, Dale Carson's on the show with her, and he feels that Brian is getting a lot of privileges while being in jail because where he has been, like, I guess in jails before down in Florida, they don't get this much privilege. So, you know, Yeah, I thought about doing Discord, but I don't know if a lot of people would do Discord. I'm going to have to write that back down. We should do a Discord. Because when I was actually, you know what? That's actually a good idea. Because I thought doing a call-in show would be fun. And I think you have to have like a Discord or something to hook it up with. But I never should have any troubles with StreamYard ever because I have like the biggest package you can get. I don't do the free one. I do like the $50 one, and Vincent hardwired this internet because he wants to make sure I do really good. So, you know. The Cat's Life, next time I do, I will make sure I keep you in mind to be a mod. I'm only going to have a few for now just because I always have Vincent in the background too. He's always around. So I'll go ahead and start playing Nancy. This is only 30 minutes long, so it's not too long. And then I'll stop it and pause it and we can talk throughout. And I will even, let me see when he's going to be home. Because if he's not going to be home for a while, maybe I'll just do an open panel. Work emergency over there, so. You're welcome. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start playing this. And then maybe we can even do like an open panel or something. If Vincent will be a while. Now remember, Nancy is extremely loud when she first comes on. I can't control the volume. So you might want to turn it down for just a moment. And then I'll make sure, I'll fast forward it so it's not too loud.
Buying a home. The joy as a working adult.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Brian Kohberger. Believe it or not.
Hold on one second. Oh, sorry.
Buying a home. Rock.
She does that
Buying
every
a
time.
home. The joy as a working adult.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Brian Kohberger. Believe it or not, he probably knows that we're talking about him right now, and I'll tell you why. It has emerged in the last days that Kohberger has his own jail cell with his own TV, including cable, and that he is obsessed with watching any and all coverage about, guess what, himself. That's right. Right now, Brian Kohberger, who was charged in the murders of 4 Idaho college students, is probably enjoying finding out that we're talking about him. It almost makes me not want to talk about him. But that said, I want to share with you what all we have learned about Kohberger's life behind bars, including, of course, endless hours of coverage about himself. We know a lot more, but I want to start with that. And joining me is high-profile lawyer out of Jacksonville, Florida, and former FBI agent Dale Carson. Dale, thanks for being with us. What do you think about Kohberger watching endless hours of coverage about himself?
I'm just stunned that he has free access to the media. Here in Jacksonville, Florida, the inmates in the county jail don't have access to any of that information, television or newspaper. So that was a restriction that was put on in the 1980s. And it just seems unusual because it gives him ideas and access to a great many bits of information, which he might later use in order to defend his innocence, his guilt.
I'm just thinking about what you said. I'm going to circle back to everything, all the amenities he has behind bars. I've been to the jail. It's not a big jail, and I understand that they wake the inmates up with soft music. They let them have pizza night on Friday night. I said that to the twins, hey guys, you want to have pizza night? They're like, yay! Because they don't have to eat broccoli again. We eat it so much it has a pet name, Broggle. But hey, my son is 6'5", so don't knock it till you try it. I've done it all. I call them Martian muffins when they were little because I made it with broccoli and they were green. We have broccoli roasted. We have it stir fried. We had it stir fried last night with golden raisins and cranberries, which my son John David picked around all the raisins and cranberries. I don't know how he's 6'5", but wait, how did I get off on broccoli? Oh yeah, pizza night. How dare they give this guy pizza night? But soft music wake up. Really? But that said, he also is in his own cell, segregated from other inmates there at Lottie County, and has his own TV and basic cable. An inmate says that he watches himself all the time. That is really kind of bizarre. Okay, I'll get on to him finding the Lord in a moment, but what do you make of him loving every minute of the coverage about himself?
Well, we know from his immediate history that he's a narcissist. He loves talking about himself. He loves thinking of himself as vital and very important. So now he is, thanks to his cable connection to the outside world. But
Hold on, you just gave me a thought, and I'll completely forget it in 1 minute. You said his view of himself. I'm going to circle back to the private TV and cable access he has, but that really jarred me when you said that, because when he was killing, according to prosecutors, killing those 4 students, there they were in a very vulnerable position. They'd been out that night. Some of them surely had been drinking, having a good time, and they're in bed. The lights are off. It's dimmed. Little do they know, Brian Kohberger is going to come in dressed all in black with a face mask on and a sharp knife, fixed blade knife. The power he must have felt over those 4 victims, Dale Carson, is just sick.
Well, it is. I mean, there's little doubt that someone who invests in a knife and breaking into someone's house in the middle of the night in order to slaughter them is something that most of us could never even reasonably consider. And that's outside the range of normal human conduct. But this individual, as described by other inmates in the facility, has the look of Lance, the fellow who killed other people. So there's this stare that we've heard about at the student union with young ladies looking at him and him looking at them. I mean, there is something evil connected with this individual as based on his own behavior.
That stare is something, my daughter saw his picture, and the first thing she said is, "Mom, his eyes look so evil." She hadn't seen a side-by-side of him and Bundy or anything like that. She came and looked over my shoulder, and I was reading an article on my iPad about him, and it had that, it's now everywhere, picture of him in his orange jumpsuit looking, I think he's going into court, but he's looking, turns back and looks at the camera. That's the picture she saw, and she's just 15. And it hit her. But back to him watching every minute of coverage, it makes me think of other serial killers such as BTK, Bind, Torture, Kill, Dennis Rader, who actually was communicating with the media. I mean, they're fascinated with themselves.
That's exactly right. Even Bundy, and I've seen some hand-drawn pencil sketches that he made of himself while he looked in a mirror, and he would draw himself.
Okay, you're getting me off on that again.
Oh, sorry.
About Bundy drawing pictures of himself in his various costumes as he looked into the mirror.
Yes.
Okay, so how does this relate back to BTK and the fascination with self?
Well, I think they grow up in an environment, and I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I know enough to know that they grow up in an environment and they're different than everybody else. And that's what sets them apart, sets them in a world of their own. And so it's something that we interviewed a number of serial killers back in the 80s, and all of them had similar characteristics. So part of that similar characteristic is that they're loners.
Oh, what? What characteristics? Don't, build me up just to drop me flat. What?
They're loners. They are not engaged with other groups. They tend to be by themselves, and they tend to focus on the evil parts of the world. And violence is something they're interested in. Sexuality is something that they're interested in. All of those things morph into what we today are calling incels. So these are individuals who simply cannot have a legitimate relationship with other humans, particularly of the opposite sex.
Buying a home. Going back to edu.
With his not want to watch because they don't have bizarre. You dream my shoulder and I was Bundy drunk.
We interviewed a number of the legitimate relation. Violence is something.
I'm just getting us back to where we were. Every time I pause Nancy, she always messes up. So we were at 10. Okay. We were at like 10 minutes in. So I just wanted to make sure that I had it right. I'm going to read through your chats for a minute. This is like such a great chat tonight. We have a lot of new people in here and I am loving that. I love it. And we have we haven't had any trolls or anything, which is like, we normally don't. And if we do, we only have like one, which is like, not bad, but I love it. Oh, let me see. Oh yeah, that's scary. So, also if you guys, and I'm going to put the banner on, I'm trying to do, so instead of Discord, which I do want to start a Discord, but, I am trying to do a Twitter space right now. So where you can come in, like if you have Twitter and you do a Twitter space, I could do like an Idaho 4 panel and you guys can come in and you don't have to like show your face or anything. You guys can just like come in and talk about the case and stuff and just listen. You don't even have to talk. I thought it'd be pretty cool. I have to have, I think 600 followers over there in order to get that. So that kind of, sucks because I only have I don't have that many. So I need y'all's help. Also, I have been doing really good on doing TikToks. So if you guys want to follow me over on TikTok, it's at TitaniumBuilt. Also, if you guys are just now joining us, we are watching the Nancy Grace podcast. It's her latest one on Brian Kohlberger. She's just going to talk about his life inside of jail, and she's talking with Dale Carson pretty much about it. If anybody wants to, what was I going to say now? I can't remember. It's not important. Not important. Oh, if anyone wants to join the channel membership, I'll paste it into the chat for you guys. That's what I was going to say.
Something they're interested in. Sexuality is something that they're interested in. All of those things morph into what we today are calling incels. So these are individuals who simply cannot have a legitimate relationship with other humans, particularly of the opposite sex.
Accessibility. Whether you're
Big thank you to our partner, Grant Plan, and team.
more FamilyBuster.com.
Be with him for whatever reason. Be Grace. So when you say incel, that's short. That's abbreviated for involuntary celibate. In other words, a man that wants to be with women, but they don't want to be with him for whatever reason. He is not having sex with women.
Right.
He's not dating, no matter how much he wants to. Of course, the seminal case is out of California, Elliot Rogers, whose father was a famous director, as I recall, and he opens fire on the college campus and also releases, I guess on YouTube, many of his incel rants about how much he hates women and why are they with this guy or that guy instead of with him. Listen.
Hi, Elliot Roger here. Well, this is my last video. It all has to come to this. Tomorrow is the day of retribution. The day in which I will have my revenge against humanity, against all of you. For the last 8 years of my life, ever since I've hit puberty, I've been forced to endure an existence of loneliness, rejection, and unfulfilled desires, all because girls have never been attracted to me. Girls gave their affection and sex and love to other men, but never to me. I'm 22 years old and I'm still a virgin. And it has been very torturous. College is the time when everyone experiences those things such as sex and fun and pleasure. But in those years, I've had to rot in loneliness. It's not fair. You girls have never been attracted to me. I don't know why you girls aren't attracted to me, but I will punish you all for it. It's an injustice, a crime, because I don't know what you don't see in me. I'm the perfect guy. And yet you throw yourselves at all these obnoxious men instead of me, the supreme gentleman.
To hear him is just chilling.
Don't you find it interesting? Don't you find it interesting that these men come from a woman? I mean, the whole thing is sort of bizarre to me because women, I don't think, fully appreciate their ability to destroy or injure a male by denying them access. And that is in Mother Nature.
I guess you're talking about access to sex.
Well, I am talking about that.
Every time I talk to you, I'm talking about basic cable in his cell.
Well,
somehow, Dale Carson, you end up talking about sex.
Well, it's a pretty important aspect of our existence, wouldn't you agree?
Well, I don't know what it has to do with him watching basic cable alone in his cell. But that said, the way I think about, I look at the way my dad treated my mom whenever she would have a success or some achievement at work or at church or whatever she was doing, he was happy.
Of course.
He was never like jealous or angry. And my husband is the same way. My son, whenever my daughter Lucy achieves something, he's like the first one to say, wow, Lucy, that's great. I just find it, I don't understand how an incel grows up with so much hatred toward women, but there had to be hatred toward women in Brian Koberger's heart if in fact he did this thing. Can I get you out of the weeds, Del Carson, and back in the middle of the road talking about
you can.
Koberger's obsession with himself and how the prosecutor can use that at trial?
Well, if he ever decided to testify on the stand, you and I both know how it would all happen, right? He would suddenly be angry and full of himself on the stand, and he would lose any benefit with the jury panel that he might have acquired by testifying. I mean, that's the way those things occur.
We also know that inside the Loudoun County Jail, the jailers choose what the other inmates watch. Probably because it's a group TV and you don't want the inmates to break out into a fight and stab each other with a shank over whether they're going to watch Martha Stewart or Let's Make a Deal.
That's why they stopped having inmates given access to the internet or at the time cable in the Jacksonville jails, because they would fight over what channel was to be displayed. And here, Koberger's got his own private delivery service with cable. I mean, it's incredible. Why would you do this?
Well, wait a minute. It's not really that hard to imagine. If you could see my son, who wants to watch Kung Fu and action, and I'm on his side, don't tell Lucy, and she wants to watch Vampire Diaries, and she wants to watch Gossip Girl and Gilmore Girls. She's all about Rory and where's Rory going to go to college. So, and they have, let me just say, very strident discussions about what's going to be. Well, my husband and I just want to watch a Father Brown and fall asleep. But that said, I can imagine hardened inmates, literally stabbing each other with a homemade shank over whether they're going to watch As the World Turns, or that, is that even still on, or is that off? No, it's not on. Okay. A soap opera or whatever, a talk show. I can definitely see.
Nancy Grace, literally, she just referred to As the World Turns as still being on TV. When did As the World Turns stop? I can't believe it even lasted this long. 2010. Nancy, you're a little behind. Let me see here.
That happening. But my point is, Kohberger has his own TV, and he gets to pick what he watches as opposed to the other inmates. That's not right.
No, it's not. And it does show a favoritism toward his situation, which is he's in custody for slaughtering 4 people.
We also know that he has not asked for mental health counseling, but he has, quote, found God behind bars. Can I tell you a funny story?
Sure.
Okay, I was a new prosecutor, and I had just been assigned my own courtroom, and I was handling all the state's business for that courtroom, which was a lot of felonies. So, okay, the way that courtroom worked is we would handle the jail cases first on plea and arraignment day, because the inmates would come over on a bus, and you wanted them generally finished by a certain time, whatever business you were going to do with them, so they could get back on the bus and get back in time. So I would try to take the jailmates' pleas and plea discussions first. And in this court, the defense attorney for each jailmate would come into a conference room. I would sit there, and then they'd bring in the inmate. And I'd go through the police file and what I knew about his record and make an offer on a plea deal. And it was usually a lot, and they usually wouldn't take it.
I can't imagine.
And then finally break down and take it as I'm striking. No, not after I started striking a jury. No more deals then. But that said, one inmate came in with a giant hand crocheted cross made, out of yarn, I guess, hanging around his neck.
Hair, probably.
No, it was like red yarn or something. And I looked at him, I thought, you know what? This guy is clearly trying to turn his life around. He has found the Lord. So, I'm going to take that into consideration in the deal. He's trying to turn his life around. So I told him that. I said, did you make that? Why did you make that? What does that mean to you? Well, he gave me all the right answers. That said, can I tell you, that was on like a Thursday. The next Thursday, about 18 inmates came in with giant yarn crosses around their necks. Yes, I was duped. So now, here it is again. Kohberger has found the Lord. What do you make of that, Carson?
Well, I think Jesus occasionally lives in the jails because they don't have any hope. They know they're guilty. And, you got to pay the piper here on this planet.
This better not be any kind of a Christ joke, because I do not take very kindly to that.
Oh, it's not a joke. If you've ever been in the old prisons, you'll see beautiful pictures drawn on the concrete walls of the Christ. I mean, it is true that that's all they have to look forward to because they know they're guilty. They know they're guilty, but, you got to give Caesar his due, right? And that's on this planet, and that's where he's got to pay the piper. And what happens in the future, if there is a heaven, which I hope there is, and I believe there is, then, of course, that's on him, but not for here, for us. For us today, if he's convicted of these crimes, he needs to suffer a maximum penalty. This is someone who does not need to be living among us any longer.
I understand that he is given a private mass on Sunday. I've never heard that he or his family were very religious prior to this. Maybe they are and I don't know about it. But he does go to mass and he has deep conversations with the priest. Of course, Dale Carson explained why. We will never know what those two were saying to each other.
Well, that's a privilege, but it may only last as long as he's alive, right?
Well, we're never going to hear what they say because the priest,
Penitent.
penitent, client, that's, priest parishioner. What you say to your pastor or your spiritual counselor can never come into court. It's like an attorney-client privilege or husband-wife privilege.
Absolutely, it is.
I hate when that screen does that. Do you think that what do you think he's, I don't need to know what he's saying to his priest because, I'm not going to try to be that deep. But I wonder if I wonder what he is kind of saying, though, to his priest. I wonder if he's saying anything about the case or if he's just basically going in there to pray. Because the only reason why he's going in the first place is to get out of that cell. He wants to get out. Oh, sorry. He wants to get out of that cell for that hour or whatever it is that he can per day. So that's what I think he's doing. I think every guy I'm not saying every person no one finds spiritual guidance in prison because I'm sure a lot of people do. But I do think that a lot of people just go to mass or go to their church services that they'll have. Most of the time it's to socialize. But he's not going to socialize. He's just probably going probably to have some interaction, Oh, yeah, Poppy. She said to be a fly on that wall. Yes. No, I would probably pay good money to be a fly on that wall. To be a fly on any wall where he's talking. And he's not just saying yes, no. I've honestly in love with the fur babies. Oh, my dogs and my cats are crazy. I guess my cat was on camera the other day. I didn't even know. Because I don't watch my lives. When I'm done, I'm cool. I ain't watching myself again. And Vincent, sometimes he will. And he was like, Rocky was in your live. So I'll go ahead and play this. And then we'll talk a little bit more. Maybe. I hate this stupid thing. They just started putting this down here.
And it's not the priest. Well, I guess it would be the priest that would do it. But for instance, if a husband tells a wife, hey, I committed a murder, and she's called to the stand, it's the husband that calls the privilege. That's a privileged communication. You can't ask her about that. So anything that they're saying to each other will never be divulged in court. So we know that. We also know he gets to go to the library. We know that he can get calls, and he has options to call on FaceTime or contact them by regular phone. So he's got a lot of privileges.
Well, he's got unique privileges that the other inmates are not enjoying because they don't have the same notoriety that he is.
Because they haven't killed 4 people.
That's exactly right. But I'm telling you, I'm of the opinion that they shouldn't have access to the media because it simply allows them to generate their own. And as a defense attorney, you will have clients come to you and say, well, this guy only got this much, and this guy did this, and he said that. And it makes for a great deal of confusion because it's likely, not often true, but likely that we know whether our clients are guilty or not.
And start saving for my future.
The U.co for a $25 bonus.
Provides you with the personal support you
rate today. You'll only pay $6 tomorrow. Call 8337-ROCKET.
What do you make of the fact that many within law enforcement stories with Nancy Grace? What do you think, other than him basking in his own limelight, what do you make of the fact that many within law enforcement are voicing the opinion that he is a perfect candidate for the death penalty?
Well, I believe that there are certain people, as I said earlier, who should not be among us any longer, and we don't need to be supporting them. How to manage that, whether you empower the government to kill people, which we don't want other people killing people. We don't want that. But it's a big controversy. There are people who are deathly against, going to phrase, the death penalty, and there are those who are for it. My position ultimately is that if you do something as horrible as what he's accused of doing, if you're the perpetrator of that, you no longer need to be among us. But I would like to interview him to find out something that we don't need to know, but I'd love to know, is what motivated him. What was the point where he reached the decision in his own mind that he was going to commit this horrible offense? The motive. And I understand we don't need to know that, but I certainly would be interested in knowing that.
Aside from your or my personal feelings about the DP, he is a candidate for the death penalty because the state has to lay out what is called aggravating circumstances in order to seek the death penalty. And one of those aggravating circumstances in many jurisdictions is mass casualties, which equals more than one dead body. And in this case, we absolutely have that. Now, here's an indication, Dale Carson. The judge has given another lawyer to the defense team. He's really lawyering up. He's got a fleet of lawyers now on his behalf. And to try or defend a death penalty case, the lawyers must be death penalty qualified. I was death penalty qualified as a prosecutor. For the defense, you have had to be second chair on a death penalty case. You've had to put in so many hours on death penalty work.
That's right.
Or else you cannot represent the defendant at a death penalty case. And now we see him lawyering up and getting more lawyers. I think that's a sign to me that the state will seek the death penalty. That has not been announced yet. We also know the Idaho jail officials are willing to accommodate this quadruple murder suspect, Brian Kohberger's vegan diet.
I wonder if they wash the pans thoroughly.
Well, they say they're not going to buy new pots and pans. But remember, he did make his mom and dad buy new pots and pans.
And that makes you wonder if that's not the trigger for his incel behavior.
What do you mean?
The relationship between his mother and father with him. I mean, he had to generate the hostility toward women from some place. And you wonder why the father...
But what does that have to do with a vegan diet?
Well, they got rid of their pans. Who's in control of that household?
Oh, well, obviously, Kohberger. Can I tell you something else I'm so happy about? Because, the circumstances surrounding the arrest are allowed into evidence at trial.
Absolutely.
When they did the pre-dawn, the early morning raid on Kohberger's family home in the Poconos, he was standing there in the kitchen in a pair of shorts, wearing surgical gloves, separating trash and putting his trash into sandwich bags. I could not be any happier at this moment. Who does that?
So timing is everything, isn't it?
Who does that?
Nobody, other than guilty people. But the same thing is true when he's asking for a priest at his jail cell to give him, to allow him to confess, if you will. I mean, it's the same sort of thing, right? He knows he's guilty. He's got to give that information to somebody. And he can give it in a priest-penitent relationship, and it never gets disclosed outside. And, it's fascinating to me that he can do that. What do they give him, a private room? Because if the priest is in the jail cell with him, certainly somebody's got to overhear that.
Can I just talk about him standing in the kitchen in a pair of surgical gloves, separating the trash? and putting his trash in baggies? Can we just, Cinnamon, please, I'm busy. The cat is interested in Brian Kohberger. That would be one of the first things I want to tell the jury, and just let it sink in. When he's arrested, he's standing in his parents' kitchen in a pair of shorts and plastic gloves, separating out his trash and putting it in sandwich bags. Just hold on, wait. Let that sink in. What in the HELL? Why was he doing that? Obviously, because he was trying to hide evidence.
And he's trying to collect, perhaps, trophies as well. Think about that.
Sadly, we're talking about it, and it's going to be online, and he's going to probably find out about it when he hops onto the computer in the library at the jail, and that will give him some time to think about it and come up with some zany theory about why he was doing it to give his lawyers at trial, which I think is going to be a death penalty case. Okay, Dale Carson, any other thoughts you want to throw at me about Brian Kohberger? And can you please, not about sex and not about incels, something else.
Right. So one of the things that occurred to me is they've subpoenaed all this information from a variety of places and companies. And one of those thoughts that occurred to me is when you have Grubhub that's delivering food to places, if he was on their app and he had signed up to those programs, any of these delivery programs, and he's in the vicinity of that residence where these murders occurred, they would notice him that somebody wanted food delivered to that residence. And that can allow someone like Kohberger access to your residence when they're just delivering the food. They're going to see you, you're going to give them a tip, you're going to open the door, you might even invite them into the kitchen. Those are the dangers that we face today with the internet and these systems which don't verify. And of course, with Kohberger, if he announced that he was in fact a PhD student at a nearby college, he would pass any initial vetting that companies would do. How do you protect yourself?
I've got advice for everybody on that. Tell the driver, leave it at the door.
That's
and
smart,
go
right?
away.
Yeah.
You've already put your tip in, so there's no need for you to have personal interaction with the food truck. The food delivery. But you know what you're talking about? At first, I started to poo-poo it, but didn't they order food that night?
Absolutely,
Yes, Cindy's
they did.
saying yes, they did.
And they ordered it before. No doubt, that's a consistent behavior with
Right
them.
before the murders.
Sure.
Right before the murders. Dale Carson, the reason you come up with all of these really great ideas, former Fed with the FBI, now high-profile lawyer, trial lawyer in Jacksonville. Okay, Dale Carson, we'll see if any of our discussion comes to fruition. And Kohberger, hey, we know you're watching. Goodbye, friends. Not you, Kohberger. Not you. Everybody but you.
She didn't. She didn't, but she did. She did. She said, "Good night, everybody," but Kohberger. I don't care. That's funny. I don't care. She's not right, but she's Nancy. You know, she's one of those people you either love her or you hate her. I don't know. She's one of those, but I love it. I love it. So what I was going to show you about when I was talking about van life and like getting a van, I'm talking about like this kind of a van. And then you put like this kind of stuff in it. Well, that's not a very good picture, but like this kind of stuff, like a bed. And you live in it. That's what Vincent is trying to get me. He said that's what we were going to do. That's what he wants to do. So, if you don't know, I have a cat that ain't down for movement of any kind, like, and he runs this place. So we'd have to wait for Rocky to pass away, which he's 14, but I mean, heaven forbid, I hope he never goes. But, my cat would not be down for van life, I don't think, unless, I don't think so. It is a tough life. So this is Teresa. So this is his plan, and it's a good one. It's a good plan, kind of. It's got its perks. So I only have my brother out here and my sister-in-law, like my nieces and nephews. I barely see them. I saw them for Christmas, Thanksgiving. That's like it. So his mom and his brother are in California, and so why not? I mean, if that's where he wants to go, he never really mentioned it until last night. And he's like, we should move to California. And I'm just like, if you want to, we'll go. Because I'm down for whatever. So it would be with the animals. I think we probably would wait until maybe after Rocky, goes. Because Rocky's not all about van life, I don't think. I mean, he might be cool if he was like in the back end of bed, like with some blankies and pillows around him. Vincent said that he'd get me like this internet thing so where I can do internet wherever. And then this is the best part though. It's not. He said we can park the van, right, in his mom's driveway. Let that sink in for a minute. Imagine living with your mother-in-law. I said, Vincent, I can't do that. I said, I would be pulling it down to your brother's house and parking it in his garage. I think it would be fun to just do, sorry, I keep hitting the microphone. I think it would be fun to do while we're a little bit younger, because we're not that young. I mean, we're not super young. And I know when I'm in my 50s, I'm not going to be wanting to be in no van. But he would make it exceptionally great, so. And I wouldn't mind like traveling out west with that, I mean, But I know. I think I would want my house on permanent foundation too. I don't know. We've been here. So we've been in this apartment for 6 years. And why? We don't know. It's so expensive. So expensive. We could have 2 houses probably for the what we pay here a month. And it's been 6 years, so we don't want to do the math. It's sad. So we're comfortable. When you get comfortable somewhere, you're just comfortable. Like that's where we are. And so I want to get kind of almost out of my comfort. Like I feel like I need that. DoorDash was just what Xana would do at 4 a.m. Yeah, she's probably hungry. I think she was hungry. And the more I think of it, maybe she wasn't eating with Ethan. But I think that I do want to, if we do find a house though, we've been looking at like condos and stuff around here. They're really expensive. To live in this area, it's going to cost you at least $250,000 to $350,000 for a house. That's a lot of money. To me, I think that's a lot of money. Like my parents' house my parents got their house in 95, I think it was, for $89,000 brand new. Ranch style home. It was cute. Loved it. Grew up in it. And now it's like we go and check out houses now and I'm like, those prices. So I feel like we could live somewhere nicer for that much, Tiny home. So I thought about that too, Caroline. So that's what I said. So I told Vincent, I said, what if we got property out in California, like up in the hills or something, somewhere where like, not like hills, where it's expensive, but like, out like somewhere where it's not that expensive. And we just put a little tiny home on there. $700,000 for a tiny house in Florida. Okay, never mind. I don't want a tiny house in Florida. I'll just come stay in Teresa's house. Summer says, I don't even know why we have a vehicle. We just walk everywhere. That's how it is here. That's how it is where I live. I can walk, like it's maybe a 10-minute walk to the mall, maybe. Is that Tammy George? Well, Tammy George, where you been? She comes in here, says Nancy isn't right, but she's not wrong. I haven't seen her in chat in a while. I love that. You play 10 times speed. That's funny. I do that too to people. I'm like, I want to see what's going on. I wonder actually, let's see what's going on in YouTube world real quick. I don't really like watch a whole lot. It's so crazy. Now that I'm in true crime, I don't watch a lot of true crime. I mean, I do, but I don't watch a lot of creators as much because when I'm done with my life, I I just want to like relax my brain because, you know, we have so many cases going on that I'll be watching stuff that I never watched before. Like my For You page is weird. Like I watch like celebrity gossip stuff now. I never even was into celebrity gossip, but I'll watch it now. What else? Yeah. I like this girl called Hannah the Horrible. She does videos on creepy and disturbing things, and I like her a lot too. We have 2 Tammys in here. Yeah, this was such a great chat tonight. I'm just hanging out with you guys because seriously, Vincent's like, he's like, I'm going to be home in a while. Or I'm not going to be home for a while. And so I was like, well, how long do you think? And he didn't write me back. So when he went to work, servers are the things that control, I guess, like everything in the building. And he works for like a really large building and 4 servers went down. He's probably listening right now. You know what he did? He did an update. He shouldn't have touched anything. I'm going to get in trouble. But no, because every time he touches something, he shouldn't touch things because he could put stuff together. He could directions. He don't even need directions. He can just figure things out. He's so good. But we got a bonsai tree, one of those real pretty ones that sprout into the edge, you know, to the side. Vincent cut its hair off. Well, that's what we call it. It's fur. It's greenery. Cut its leaves off and ended up killing it because he kept trimming it. It didn't need a trim. So when he said that tonight, I was just like, oh my Lord, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, I could put the link in there for you, Lenny, if you want to get a membership. There's the link. And then, just make sure that you're in the chat if you ever guys want to get like a free membership or, you know, gifted one. We're going to do it. I'm going to try to do it once a week. So it'll be once like, and it's going to be, it'll change. The day will change. It might be like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you know, it could be in the morning, afternoon, evening. It's just be fun. And the way that it does it, I noticed this from another channel I was on. I think that how it does, it picks the people that are like in the chat, that talk in the chat or like, you know, comment on videos a lot or watch videos and stuff like that. So I think that's what it is. Oh yeah, enjoy your time with your grandbabies. Oh, I bet that's going to be fun. But that's fun. I need to get my nephew. He's been really wanting to come up here. I feel so bad. Oh, you're fine. I could start a Discord. Because I think that if I do a Discord, then we could do like the live phone calls. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was just like, I don't know. I feel like them ordering food. I feel like that's just like a drunken thing that college kids do. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I was in Columbus one night and we went drinking. It was a friend of mine and we went out and we went drinking and we wanted Taco Bell afterwards because we were on Ohio State campus. And if you've ever been on Ohio State campus, you always go to Taco Bell after the bars close. That's just what you do. You just go to Taco Bell. So there was a line all the way around the corner, down the road pretty much. Taco Bell had to stop serving people because they ran out of meat. I'm like, how do you make a taco with no meat? I was livid. So we went to Giant Eagle and spent $400 on groceries. My food was stocked for like 2 months. It was nice. But moral of the story, I should have only had to pay like $2 for my food. You've been watching the replays? Aw. Well, good, Tammy. I'm glad that you're back. I hope you're feeling good. I've been worried about everybody that hasn't been in here. I remember. I haven't seen Miss Kelly in a while. Maybe it's I need to do a day live. But she's usually at night. That woman's usually at night. Oh, thank you, Caroline. That's so nice. Oh, I bet that would be pretty. Lolo, I think that would be pretty. And I think that, like, I don't know. I want to do something new. I've only lived, okay, I was born in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. I only lived there for a couple years, so I don't remember. And then I moved to Ohio. And I literally grew up in a small town of like 20,000 people. Then I moved to Columbus, and then now I live in a smaller town, but it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm ready for a different adventure, I guess. I think it's because I know wherever I'm at, if Vincent's there, like it'll be fine. And that's like, that's always a good thing. So buy a house in Taiwan. It's halfway across the world, but I bet. Taiwan. Well, thank you, Michaela. Don't tempt me. I know that, where was that? Virgin Islands. I heard that's a good place to go find diamonds. I was born in Bucks County, right outside of Philadelphia. And then my parents were from Bristol, that area. I can't think of them. You asked me too quick. Fairless Hills. My doctors. So Teresa, that was another thing I was thinking about, like my doctors, because all the metal and stuff. But I really don't have a great care team right now. Not going to lie. They all kind of suck. Like, I'm not going to lie. Okay, I love you guys if you're listening. But no, my internal medicine team, they're too young. They're student doctors right now. It's just really hard to communicate with them what I need. Then my eye surgeon, she left 3 years ago. So I have a new eye surgeon. I've only had one surgery with him. I could do without him. He's really great. He's a great surgeon, but I think I could find a new one. Metal in my face hasn't really bothered me yet. So really have to go back to the doctor for that. Legs. I just probably would find another orthopedic surgeon. Foot, orthopedic surgeon. I'd have to find new doctors. That's true. But if my insurance would go, then I would go. Far from Bucks County? Yeah, so I'm trying to think of the other one. Fairless Hills, Bristol. I forget them. But my parents were from there. And they raised us like that. Someone actually was in the chat. I don't know if you guys are in here tonight, but somebody came into I came into a comment. They commented, and they said, is that a Southern, like a South Valley accent I hear from, like an Ohio Valley accent? And I live in the Ohio Valley. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, you got a new phone? Jameson got a new phone. Oh, what kind of phone did you get? Well, you had to subscribe, of course. Of course. That's so awesome. I was reading the chat, sorry. I don't know if he really even had the visual snow, though. There's no like medical diagnoses for him having that. That could have been him on drugs. Do you think? Hallucinations? She was wanting to move in a van. Hey, you never know. Yeah, so that's the van. I still have the van up. Yeah, so that's the van. Well, Vincent wanted to get like a different van. Let me look up the one that he wanted. It's this one. This one's actually a lot nicer. Dang, Vincent. But it doesn't like, let's see. I'm trying to get a picture. Well, this one's all plain Jane, but this might work. Like, I would want it to be cuter than this. You can't really see it, but like that one just has like a bed in it. But these are like the ones that he was talking about getting. I just need a van. I don't know. You know us. So what happened was the reason why I was getting the van was because all of the hotels, so I'm not going to Brian Kohlberger's court hearing. I wasn't planning on it or anything. But a lot of channels are talking about, going. And then someone in the chat earlier said that, that there's a lot of hotels that are booked. So when I told Vincent that I wanted to go, and I told you guys he would get me a van. I said, he's going to say he's going to get me a van or something, because he wouldn't let me sleep in no tent on the ground or something outside the courthouse. So that's where the van life came from. 3 of 13, they arrested 2 young guys, 18 and 21. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Is that the only 2, or is there more that we need to get? Tammy, that is good news. That makes me want to cry. That really does. Man, you gave me cold chills. That's so good. This has been too long. This has been too long. You're making me, oh man, you're making me upset. Okay. You're not making me upset. You're making me like, I'm happy. Like, I'm so happy for you. That must be a big burden off of your shoulder. Summer said, Tanya, go to LA. And you know what the best thing about LA is? So I can not cry. Shopping. Hello. And I own a boutique, so why not? If anyone would like to shop, I'm putting it in the chat since we're just chatting it up. But if anyone ever likes to shop, I'll put my boutique in the chat. I need to do another order, but before Poppy left, I should have told her my business name was Poppy and Ari. Her name's my business name. Oh, that's amazing, Tammy. That's good. Really? Don't make me. I'm going to write that down. Vincent may be down for that. He's down for anything, I feel like. We need an adventure. We're one of those people and our dogs literally are with us all the time. Like if I'm not in this room, like with the door closed, my dog is here. I'm used to being with my animals, sitting with me 24/7. Like I'm a bed sitter. Like I love sitting on the bed. I hate sitting on the couch. I don't know why. I just never do. I'll sit like in this chair, or like on the bed. If I'm on the bed, they're always with me. So that wouldn't bother me if they were that close. Oh no, nowhere to charge it. You have to find it. Find a charger. Yeah, I need to do a little vacation. It's been since September since I've had one. But then right after I got back, like I literally went right into true crime, hardcore. And we're really growing. Actually, let me see. I was going to see, I wasn't on the right page. So our memberships, we are at 7,026. Nancy's going to be built before we know it. She's going to be built before we even know it. Why didn't I put I took them off the screen, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. Well, I am going to get off of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight for a little bit of your evening. I appreciate that. What Sundays, does people get on YouTube on Sundays? I never know whether to do like a morning live or an evening live or an afternoon live. So okay, so how about this? Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to do like a morning live, afternoon live. Put a 2 in the chat, like afternoon between like 12 and 3, 12 and 4. And then if you want me to do a night chat, like tomorrow night live, put a 3 in the chat. So 1 for morning, 2 for afternoon, 3 for night, if you guys want to. That was your goal for the week. That was my goal for the week too. We did it. Okay. I could always even do it like even between 2 and 3. Because I never know when people are on. Okay. Well, cool. No one's liking them mornings. That's kind of good for me. Oh, the time difference. We're Eastern Standard Time. So right now it is 10:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 and 3s I'm seeing. Okay. So we'll do between like maybe like 4 and 6 or something. Or how about between 5 and 7? How about 6 o'clock? Because that's between 5 and 7. I don't know. We're 12 hours apart. Oh my gosh. I'll have to like do some late night lives or something. Maybe that'll be early morning for you. 7:30 there. Oh, so are you guys out on the East or West Coast? Because that's their time, isn't it? 7:30. Yeah. So maybe I'll be out there. You never know. But I will see you guys tomorrow. And then tomorrow, I think we're going to do Gannon Stouch case. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's a doozy. You're going to want to stick around. Definitely has a lot of twists and turns. This stepmother killed her stepson, ends up traveling like 1,400 miles and throws him in a suitcase and throws him away like a piece of garbage. She'll be going to court on Monday for that. So I wanted to get a little like, a live in for that. Also, I do have a playlist for her now. So if you want to check out, it's under Gannon Stouch. Playlist is under there to get you caught up. It has like timeline videos and Nancy Grace. I got her on there. So that's always good to listen to. Oh, same time as us. In Canada. Nice. Well, it was so good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. Comment, share, all that. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.